Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hi guys. So this is class MBBC2083 Business Mathematics. In this session, we will discuss about the cash discount. Now, before we proceed any further, let us take a look at the overview of the first chapter. Basically, in the first chapter, as we have discussed previously, we will cover three subtopics: discounts, commission, and also markup and markdown. So in the previous session, we have discussed about the trade discount. So in this video or in this session, we will focus on the cash discount only. What is cash discount? Now, from the name itself, you can simply remember that cash discount is basically discount given to the buyer who have cash in their hands. Okay. Now, for the cash discount rate, we will use notation C to represent the cash discount rate. Now, manufacturers or wholesalers, they offer cash discount, which is the reduction on the amount due to the customers who pay their bills within a stipulated period of time, which means in order to get the cash discount, there is a certain requirement need to be fulfilled by the buyer, or else they won't get the cash discount at all. Now, this cash discount, it will be issued in the invoice or bill, which also stated the credit terms such as the cash discount rate, the discount period, and also the credit period. Okay, why did the manufacturers or the wholesalers offer the cash discount to their customer? The main reason is actually to encourage the prompt payment of bills. So retailers or buyers who have cash, they always like the cash discounts offered because the goods will cost less and it will provide them for opportunity for larger profits. But one thing that you need to remember, the concept of the cash discount is similar with the trade discount, which is the cash discount is not given on the transportations, return goods, and also sales tax. In this case, retailers can only take the cash discounts on the net price of the invoice. Okay, so the net price is the things that we have discussed in the previous session, which it refers to the price of an item after deducting the trade discount. For the cash discount, we will use the ordinary dating method. For example, 3/15 and /30. Now, how to interpret this figure? The first one, 3/15. 3 means 3%, 15 means 15 days. So we could see that the 3% cash discount will be given if payment is made within 15 days from the date of the invoice. Okay, so this is the requirement that need to be fulfilled by the buyer if they like to get the 3% cash discounts, which is they have to settle the payment within 15 days. So it's up to them whether they want to settle the payment on the first day or maybe on the 10th day, as long as it is paid within 15 days, so they can get the 3% cash discount. Okay, now what if they cannot settle the invoice within 15 days? So it will go to the next one, which is N/30. In this case, full amount or net price after the trade discount with no discount must be paid from the 16 until the 30 of the invoice date. So simply you can just remember that N means no cash discount, okay, from day 16 until 30, because previously in order to get the 3%, the last day to settle is on the 15 days. So starting from day 16 until day 30, no cash discount will be given. And 30 here also means the credit period, which is the credit period is 30 days from the date of the invoice. So if the buyer cannot settle the invoice after the 30th day, then the bill is overdue. Okay, what about 5/10, 2/30, and /60? Alright, for the first one, 5/10 means 5% cash discount can be taken within 10 days of the invoice. So if the buyer cannot settle the invoice on the 10th day, so we'll go to the next one, 2/30, which means if 5% discount is missed, 2% discount can be taken from the 11 until the 30 of the invoice date. Okay, and let's see, the buyer still cannot settle the invoice after the 30. It will go to the last one, which is N/60. Full amount with no cash discount must be paid from day 31 until the 60 of the invoice date. Okay, full amount in this case, it refers to the net price of the item after deducting the trade discount. And from these informations N/60, we also know that the credit period is 60 days. After that, the bill is overdue. Okay, so let's take a look at the first example regarding the cash discount. An invoice amounted to 600 ringgit, including 100 ringgit freight charges, was given a cash discount 4% within 10 days, no cash discount from the 11 until 30. Calculate the amount of cash discount offered if payment is made 5 days after the invoice received. Now, before we answer the questions, let's take out all the informations. Okay, now, it is stated that the invoice here including 100 freight charges. Remember, before you do the calculation regarding the discount, you need to make sure that the invoice is the price of the item only, excluding any other charges. So in this case, we are going to assume that the invoice stated is the net price of the item, but the net price is not 600 ringgit. You need to deduct it with 100 ringgit here, which means our net price is 500 ringgit only, excluding the freight charges of 100 ringgit. Okay, next, in order to identify or to compute the cash discount offered, you need to identify whether the seller or the buyer will get the 4% cash discount or not. So in order to determine that, you have to take a look at the payment day here. The payment is made in 5 days, so it goes to 4/10, which means the cash discount rate is 4% because the payment is made after 5 days. So it fulfills the requirement which is, in order to get the 4% cash discount, payment need to be made within 10 days. That is the maximum day. Okay, having these two informations, which is the net price and also the cash discount, now we can compute the cash discount offered or the cash discount amount, which is net price times the cash discount rate, 500 times 4%, which is Rm 20 ringgit. Okay, then how much is the total payment? So this is an additional questions. So total payment here refer to the actual payment need to be paid after deducting the cash discount given. So in this case, the net price of the item is 500 ringgit, And because the payment is made within 5 days, so this buyer will get the cash discount of 20 ringgit. So 500 minus 20 ringgit. And apart from that, the buyer also have to pay for the freight charges of 100 ringgit. So that is the reason why we plus with 100 ringgit at the end. So 480 ringgit is the price of the item after deducting 20 ringgit cash discount plus with the freight charge 100 ringgit. So the total payment is Rm 580 ringgit. So in general, the net payment or the total payment can be computed using these three formulas. So you can either use the first formula, which is payment equals to the net price minus the cash discount, and then plus with other charges if there is any. But in this case, you have to compute the cash discount amount first, which is multiplying the net price with the cash discount rate, where CD equals to NP times C. Or you can also use the second formula, which is payment equals to NP multiplied with 1 minus C, the cash discount rate, and then plus with charges if there is any. But if there is no charges at all, then you can just drop the charge here. Or formula number 3, this is the most commonly used, which is payment equals to LP times 1 minus R1 times 1 minus R2 times 1 minus R3 times 1 minus C plus charges. Now, R1, R2, R3 here, it refers to the trade discount. Because usually, in one transaction, both trade discount and cash discount will be offered simultaneously. So, payment, it refers to the amount that should be paid after deducting all the discounts offered. Where it refers to the trade discounts together with the cash discounts. It's just that for the cash discount, you need to check whether the buyer can get the cash discount or not. Okay, now this is a very important note. You need to remember that the cash discount is given to the buyer on the amount of goods sold only, not including other charges, such as transportation and insurance coverage costs. As I mentioned previously, this is similar with the concept in the trade discount, where before you compute the trade discount amount, you need to make sure that the list price is the price of the goods sold only, so excluding other charges. So it's just the same concept here. So what should you do if the invoice given included such charges? We just have to deduct those values from the total invoice amount before the calculation of the net payment is carried out. For this one, you can refer back to the previous example that we have discussed, example 1.1n, because in that example, the invoice stated, which is 600 ringgit, it includes 100 ringgit freight charges. So before you carry out the computations for the cash discount, you need to deduct the 100 freight charges first from the invoice amount. So that is the reason why in the previous example, you multiply 500 ringgit with the cash discount rate. Okay, so let's proceed with the next example, example 1.10. Encik Raza received an invoice for RM2850 with cash terms of 10% within 5 days, 6% from day 6 until 10, and no cash discount from day 11 until 30. If he paid the invoice 7 days after the date of the invoice, how much was the payment? So as usual, we are going to take out the information first. Now it is stated that the invoice is RM2850. So this is the net price. So you don't have to deduct it with any values because there is no charges mentioned in this invoice. So the net price NP is 2850. Then the next one, it is stated that the invoice is paid 7 days after the date of the invoice itself. So because the payment is made after 7 days, so it fulfills this requirement, which is 6/10, 6% cash discount from the 6 until 10. So the cash discount rate that Encik Razak can get is 6%. Now, why did Encik Razak didn't get the 10% discount? Yes, because in order to get the 10% cash discount, he need to settle the invoice within 5 days. But he didn't settle the invoice within that 5 days. Instead, he paid on the 7th day. So he has missed the 10% cash discount, but he managed to get the 6% cash discount. Now, having these two informations, now we can compute the payment. We can use the second formula listed previously, which is NP times 1 minus C. Now, in this formula, I didn't include plus charge because there is no charge mentioned in the example. So our NP is 2850 times 1 minus 6%, 0.06. So the total amount that Encik Razak have to pay is RM 2,679 ringgit only. Example 1.1p. An invoice of RM 3,000 ringgit dated 12 February 2017 has cash terms of 5/10, 1/15, and /30. So the first question, determine the last date to pay in order to receive the 5% and 1% cash discount. And question B, find the net payment if the invoice is settled on 22nd February 2017. So to answer the first question, the last date to pay in order to get the 5% and also the 1% cash discount here, you need to refer to the cash discount, the cash terms mentioned, which is 5%, 10 days, 1% within 15 days. So to receive the 5% cash discount, payment should be made within 10 days from the date of the invoice. So the date of the invoice is 12 February. So you just plus with 10 days. 12 plus 10 equals to 22. So 22 February does exist. So the last date to receive 5% discount is 22nd February 2017. Okay, for 1% cash discount, in order to get that 1% cash discount, you have to settle within 15 days. So you just plus the date of the invoice, 12 February, plus 15 days. So 12 plus 15 equals to 27. 27 February does exist. So that is the answer, 27 February 2017, in order to receive the 1% cash discounts. So in this case, the date of the invoice is 12 February. So starting from 12 February until 22nd February, if the buyer settle the invoice, so he will get 5% cash discount. And starting from 23rd February until 27th February, the buyer can get 1% cash discount. Okay, now what if I ask you to find the last date to settle the invoice? So the last date here, in order to find the last date here, you need to refer to the cash terms N/30, because 30 here is the credit period. So in by hook or by crook, the buyer have to settle the invoice within 30 days. So now we would like to find what is the last date. So starting from 12 February 2017 plus 30 days. So 12 plus 30 equals to 42. But 42 February doesn't exist. So February 2017, it is not a leap year. Bukan tahun lompat. So because it is not a leap year, February have 28 days. So just now when you add 12 plus 30, you get 42. Then you have to deduct with 28 because February 2017 only has 28 days. So balance 14, which means the last date to settle the invoice is on 14 March 2017. Okay, question B. Find the net payment if the invoice is settled on 22nd February 2017. To answer these questions, actually, you can just refer to the solution in question A because you already find the last date in order to get the 5% is 22nd February. And for question B, it is mentioned that the invoice is settled on 22nd February. So, the buyer can get the 5% cash discount. But let's say if question A doesn't exist, which means you haven't find the last date to get the 5% or 1% cash discount. So in order to identify whether the buyer will get the cash discount or not, you have to find out the total number of days from the invoice date until the payment date. 12 February until 22nd February, same months, 22 minus 12 equals to 10. So because the payment is made within 10 days, so the buyer can get the 5% cash discount. So in this case, the cash discount rate is 5% because payment is made within 10 days. And then the invoice of 3,000, that is our net price. You don't have to deduct it with other charges or any charges. So therefore, the net payment, you can simply use NP times 1 minus C. So the net price is 3,000 times 1 minus 5%. So the answer is RM 2,850 ringgit. So that's all for this session, the cash discount. So in the next session, we will discuss about the trade and the cash discounts, where in most situations, the trade and the cash discounts are offered simultaneously to a buyer. So we will take a look at few examples where we will discuss regarding that issue. Okay, until then, thank you, bye.